So the idea that it's just another idea then of being caught, or this is inescapable. It's just inescapable is the fullness, the wholeness, but it won't. It's not like a thing that's inescapable. It's just this. There isn't two. It's not two, so it can't be talked about. It, and yet it appears as saying it can't be talked about. It's it's not. It's the wholeness, indivisibleness, everythingness, everything and nothingness. This. And yet, all those words then suddenly kind of make it appear to be other than a child banging the stick, appearing to bang the stick off the ground. So it's not complicated. It's not a thing that can be described. It's not other than. It's not any image or idea. It's not anything at all, and yet appears as images and ideas, appears as whatever is. So it won't be held by an idea of inescapable or you can't get out or anything else, but they can appear. They're just words. This is the unimaginable, unfucking fathomable appearing as whatever is. Or this is nothing, or this is silence appearing as saying this is silence. This is it. So what it would appear that this meeting or gathering or communication is about is just immediately this, just inescapably, phenomenally, the sound of a voice, face with glasses and a hat and a baseball cap, and the sound of a voice talking. So it's almost this gathering is about aliveness, but saying it's about something gives can give the sort of impression that it's about something other, that it's further away, or that it's something that needs to happen. And no, it's about. It's not that it's about the sound of a voice, but it seems like the communication illuminates this aliveness, or brings it down to just simply this ordinariness of a voice talking. This. And it's sort of a striking communication that isn't anyone's. It's not like this is owned by anybody, or all the other communications in the world. You'd have to go through loads of hoops and exam papers and processes and ways and methods for to somehow have got it, have to be qualified, whereas this is just what's appearing to happen. So it's just energetically exactly as it seems, just a voice appearing to talk. But I suppose at the core of this sort of gathering is radical also. It's the suggestion that this what is, this isness, or this immediately this, that there isn't you and immediately this, that there's just this very fullness, just this full-on aliveness that can't be had, that can't be taken on or acquired, because most everything else then also in life seems to be about having something, acquiring something, getting something. And this isness, this happening can't be had. But it appears, though, that this happening is also, or energy or nothing, or appears as wanting to get it, appears as seeking for it. That's how this appears, that this happening or this nothing appears fully as the yearning, the seeking, the wanting. And that's just how it appears to be. And what will be communicated here, and what's communicated from the very start, that there isn't anyone in there doing that. It's just what appears to be. It's just what's appearing to happen. And that's not complex, really. Then it's not that something is missed, or that you know, there might be the sense of, well, there's something I'm not quite getting. This, there's something that I'm not quite, there's something has to happen for this to be this. But that is also just simply what is, or what's appearing to happen then. And so really, this gathering also just offers the opportunity just to talk and to ask questions and to see what's there to be asked. And it's totally free then to be exactly how it can be, totally free for any question to be asked or anything to be said. And it's, I suppose, it wonderfully exposes the unknowability of absolutely everything. And let's have a go and let's see what happens. And yeah, so obviously just click on mute and jump on in, or put a comment.
Hey, Frank.
Hiya.
Frank, the end of a body is who or what determines when we're kind of wrecked on schedule? Wrecked meaning leaving or ending. Because even though this is maybe an appearance, it does disappear to some extent. And I'm just wondering, oh boy, what that's all about.
It's just exactly how it appears to be. It's like you could say you die every night in deep sleep. You could say that there's nothing in deep sleep, that, you know, and without a story, this is death.
What is death? What do you mean?
So this is the end of the universe. This is it. So without a story about this here, without a story about life and dying and body, all there is this. So it appears then it appears this is full to the brim with the sound of a voice and a question being asked. And then we can then venture into a story about what will happen next, or what will happen when there isn't Frank talking, or this body is gone. But there isn't, a rhyme or a reason or deterministic anything, or anyone determine anything. But if you were to tell it, you can tell a story about that, and whatever that would be, then there's a gazillion different versions of that. And it doesn't bring you, you could tell a story about a life and this life and a life, whatever, that's a body that lives 75, 90, 100 years. And then the body is no longer, and that which animated it returns to, energy. And it's like, the air that's inside a balloon, suddenly the balloon is burst and the air just returns, or is no longer inside that, and is everything. And the balloon falls to the ground, and whatever happens then. And all that is just a story which will kind of comfortably maybe, that's a story. It's another story. So like this suddenly now, this, without the story here, this talking, this is the end of the universe. This is life and death. This is everything and nothing. This is it, like. And that then can't be known or had. So this is already everything or already nothing. This is it, like. This is all. This is it appearing as a voice saying, "This is it." But the story, of course, yeah. I was going to say the story maker just wants this to somehow make sense. Then that, and it is a linear sort of a story. There's going to have an arc, and will have a start and an end, and be somewhat digestible. Whereas this, it's totally indigestible. It's totally unfathomable. But stories appear to be told, and there's a gazillion of them about this isness. Sorry, go on. Yeah, you did another question.
I just wanted to ask you another question. When you speak about it's all energy, is that energy, are you referring to the energy as aliveness? And if it is aliveness, is it just aliveness for no one or anybody in particular?
So you pick your word. So aliveness is as good as anything to suggest this sudden electricity. So it appears then that there was a question asked about aliveness and energy, or, is this energy? And that's this fullness. It appears like that is a question, but really, no one asked that question. It's not like, so no one is responding. Now, no one is hearing this, but hearing of this voice appears to be, and then suddenly making sense of it is also that. But so you could say this is energy, immediately energy appearing as the sound of a voice, or this is nothing as sound, or this is aliveness. This is it. This inescapably, immediately, just this now, just here, this fullness of whatever sound, whatever thought then about a question that may arise, is this. So you can, aliveness is a nice electrical word, energy is lovely, sort of, they're neutral, just nice words, but it's not like it's apart from this. It's not a part. It's not like it can be known as energy. How can anything know energy? Energy is just another word. And so then even, saying this is the sound of a voice talking, and this is body, and all that. That's another kind of story. They're words or labels that are, you know, seem to be used then, and they're always very, very minimal sort of words. That's what it seems like anyway. The words are, but not one word. It's not like you're going around going, oh, this is all energy. It's nothing and everything, or aliveness is, I like aliveness, yeah, but it won't be known though. So, you know, you can hang your hat on any word and it doesn't make a difference. It's not a thing, you know. It's a voice saying it's not a thing. And it's whatever question or but that might appear. So whatever arises is this. And we're so used to just sort of making that little bit of progression to get this, but it is as the attempt to get this. It's as that then. And however real that may feel, then that's how it feels. But it is possible that all the stories and all that heldness, all those ideas, they can all just collapse, and then it doesn't matter. So whatever word, energy, aliveness, chocolate, whatever.
Thank you.
Thank you. You see, how can you get closer or further away to this? But being lost in the stories, it seems like it's always a kind of a sense that this can then be understood or gotten, or there's an end point where it all will make sense. And I'll finally know it then. And really, actually, it seems more like that all of those just, all of the knowings, everything collapse. And, you know, all of that gathered together is a big ball of me, you could say, a big ball of this I amness that knows. But that's not a real thing either. It's not like a real anything. So what then are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the full-on mystery of a voice just saying whatever he's saying, this, like, and really there's not much insight, or there's nothing that's kind of intangible, really. It's very ordinary, very like banging the table, sound of a voice, ordinariness. But really in this ordinariness is this miracle, is this phenomenality. But of course it may not feel like that, but horribly and wonderfully the miracle or this mystery appears like it not feeling okay. And that is to say then that it's simply whatever is. Yeah, sorry, Ray, there was another when you were asking about, is this aliveness for no one or energy for no one? You see, there is already no one. So it isn't then an idea of you know, someone that's a no one. There is already just aliveness appearing as wondering about that, or asking a question, or seeking, or whatever it is. So that's the impossibleness, that already it's the case. So then it can't be just suddenly arrived to, or gotten, or had, or held on to. And there isn't aliveness for anyone. There's just this wholeness appearing spontaneously as however it appears to be being. Indivisible, just what is. So it's not only hard to believe or impossible, that every cellular thought, sense, movement, idea, whatever is spontaneously just arising is this. So, because that includes holy fuck or but, or it doesn't feel like that, you know, or it doesn't feel, because this then really actually doesn't feel like anything. It's not like it suddenly, you can say how it feels. And really, that's kind of like what's there, that is what's there, but we're used to telling a story about. It's like when talking to a child and you say to the child, how are you? And the child just goes, huh? But we're so used to saying how we are and, you know, giving out some sort of a response or story about that. But really, there isn't a response, really. How are you? But that doesn't work in polite society. So we say, I'm fine, I'm really good, or and we tell a story, and that's fine. That's how it seems to be. But it's inlaid and embedded. The whole thing is a house of everything now. It's just a house of stories held together by absolutely nothing. It's just hot air or much ado about nothing.
Oh, jeez. So do our stories keep us? I mean, we've been telling stories as a human species for millions of years. Do our stories keep us? I'm saying this, trapped because it's
No,
in a loop. It's in a continual loop, and
no,
no.
there's just stories appearing to be told then. It's not like you have been kicked out of wholeness or separate from wholeness or apart, or, you know, it's not like stories keep us from anything. There's just stories appearing to be told. So non-duality is a total story. Liberation is a total story. Everything is a story. So what? It's just a story. It's, you see, hearing it then, that, you know, it's just a story, it can be taken on conceptually. Oh, that's just a story. It's not particularly it's not at all useful saying it's a story, because, you know, so that's why you can just say, well, there's what's appearing to happen, and it's fully alive as whatever is. So if you want to go in and launch into a story about billions of years and humans telling stories, we really then just get into a story about that. And well, historians could talk about all of that and the progression of story, you know, the progression of word and language and all that. But again, it's another version. And which version, you know, it's just another story appearing to be told.
That includes speakers like yourself and Kenneth.
Really, without that, like this aliveness now, without the idea even of a speaker or a subject or a subject called non-duality, you know, without all that, this unavoidableness now is a tsunami coming at you, saying this unavoidableness is just this. So it's not like, you know, that again can be digested, but it seems to be that this communication returns to that, returns to this, just this mystery. And you see, if this was knowledge, then, you know, sure, I know what I was going to say and I'd be describing something, but it just seems to be words come out, and this is just nothing appearing as talking. This is nothing talking. And but the phenomenality is that it's nothing asking a question, but that nothing may seem like it's not quite whatever. So there aren't speakers really like this. There isn't then somebody who knows something and somebody who doesn't. It's just that it appears if a story is being told that, well, this Frank is the speaker and Ray is appearing to ask questions as perhaps the seeker. But it's another story, and it's all like this is already the case. It's childlike. So without all the bullshit of non-duality and all of that, without all the fucking gazillion stories about this, all there is just this immediacy. You can't have this. It won't ever be known then. You won't ever go around going, grabbing a microphone. Well, you might. Who knows? But, you won't have anything to say. You won't have some piece of knowledge to impart, some wisdom. This just appears, this meeting or gathering appears to happen. And it's a mystery. It sort of kind of blows my brain sometimes. It's this meeting of fucking hell, right? Okay. What are we going to say? Okay, right. Words come out. And so it's so ordinarily, without all the stories.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you.
Too early.
Oh, Frank.
Hiya.
Oh, mate. So thoughts are happening, emotions are happening, feelings, and also a lot to accomplish that is a belief that these thoughts, feelings, emotions, ideas belong to me. But even then, go take it a step deeper. The sense of all this belonging to me is actually happening to no one itself. So the conviction that life is happening to me and I'm experiencing life, that conviction and that idea is actually happening to no one. Will you say that?
It's just what's appearing to happen then.
Yeah. So I can sit here thinking, well, Frank's just spoke to me and I've just said those words. But that I is just another appearance which is happening to no one, because there is no one. That's what we're saying.
All there is just this then.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
there
yeah.
is the, sort of trying to summarize it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all there is, and then there's this response to it. That's this. That's it. That's this aliveness that can't be held on to or grabbed or, known. All that just collapses and there's just this then. And it's free then to be exactly how it appears to be being. But no one is doing anything and no one was ever doing anything.
Yeah. But this lifelong conviction that it's happening to me, I see it now, it's just, well, that's just another idea coming from nowhere. This idea, belief, is just something else. It's an appearance.
Well, there isn't a me.
No,
And belief and all that is a sort of just another held idea that,
yeah,
whatever. But so all there is this, like, all there is what's appearing to happen.
Yeah. And that's inescapable, as you said. No escape.
Well, so this appearing now as talking and the question about it being inescapable. That's this. So that's how it's unfathomably inescapable, because it appears as somehow a description saying that it's inescapable. So it appears as whatever was said there and this response. Yeah. So there isn't anyone in there asking that question or thinking those thoughts or doing the hearing of this voice here and then trying to whatever digest it. That's just what seems to happen. So in a way, it's like it's wonderfully totally useless also. But it seems like these gatherings are like just a sharing about this isness. And clearly, sorry, 1 second there, I had Jesus, this Siri thing answering the Siri AI thing on the computer. Yeah, so it's just so totally wonderfully ordinary that, you know, there is no one in there beating the heart or thinking those thoughts or asking a question. It's just, though, what is, just what's appearing.
And it's beautifully simple. It's just so, it's something, it's too simple, but it's very, very simple.
It's outrageously simple.
Outrageously simple.
Because it appears as saying it's outrageously simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it's always, it's like constantly dying and rebooting in every breath. It's constantly here and gone, and that's the story. Like all there is just this, like, and it's inseparable, indivisible, phenomenal, just this, like, and it's all the stories that seem to just get in. Nothing gets in the way of anything, because you know, but stories upon stories upon stories, and then this, I suppose you could say, this where nothing really is offered. It's not like that's a purposeful thing. It just seems to be like that, and that because nothing can be given, and it's because really it's a sort of what we were talking about this. That seems to be said, you know, we're talking about this, and what's there really to say about this without venturing into story? But at the same time, it's sort of outrageously wonderful. Like, this is it. This full on everything, this aliveness, this energy appearing as a voice saying, this energy appearing as a voice, and it's this. So that's outrageously, horribly, impossibly simple, because everything else is used to being had or understood or gotten to. Whereas this, but all the while that it's the movement is there towards, then that's so it's you could say the end game is that it's also seeking. It appears as seeking, and nothing as seeking, nothing as asking a question, nothing as responding. So there isn't a speaker then, there isn't seeking, there isn't anything at all. There's just this.
And the words, you know, I can say, so I talk to my wife, you know, we talk, and then we're having a conversation, and it just comes out. These words are coming from nowhere.
Yeah.
These words, the words, they're not thought about. They just come out of the mouth like that from nowhere.
Yeah. It's like, and nowhere isn't a place.
No.
So it's this then, appearing as saying, it's this, like, this is, I suppose, the unconditional love, or the you know, it's this heartbreaking, stunning, fucking wonderful aliveness, appearing as anything and everything, and it's rip-roaringly impersonal. It's fucking it's everything and nothing, and it's this. So it won't then, if it was anything at all, anything at all, that it should be something for someone. And the gift that can't be given or received, the unfathomable, and it's nothing. And that's unimaginable, nothing. But nothing then it's so fucking impossible, because saying nothing then is, you know, unimaginable, can be imagined to be, oh no, it's nothing. Appearing as saying nothing is unimaginable. It's this.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's a little bit better than this. No, it's exactly how it appears to be.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, it is. With both extremities, all the comedies and the tragedies, the heartache, everything. It just is.
Everything, yeah. Everything
Yeah.
and nothing at the same time.
For nobody. Again, for nobody, for no one. And even, going back to where I started, I guess, even with a strong belief and conviction that it's happening to me, that conviction that it's happening to me is just another idea that's come from nowhere. And
Well,
just an appearance.
you could just say that all there is what
All
appears
there
to
is.
be happening.
Well,
And
absolutely.
so, yeah, whatever embedded or ideas, held beliefs, or whatever might be there,
They're
that
happening.
it's just what is then. So it's just that there is no arrival point. No one arrives,
No.
but all that wanting to arrive and that seeking just sort of just comes. It's just what is, though. You mean it's the snake and eating its own tail, and you just can't get further or closer away to the that. And so it's kind of, so whatever is just simply whatever is. So then it's not like suddenly we'll agree. It's just the idea that anything needs to be agreed upon
No.
collapses, and it's free to, you know, talk about the weather, the whatever, just whatever appears to unfold then.
Thank you. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Beautiful.
Yeah.
To know.
Thank you.
Thank you. I find
Yeah.
it's just reflecting in there, just sitting here by myself, sitting here now, you know, with emotions and feelings. That there seems to be a constant non-acceptance of this isn't good enough. This shouldn't be happening, whatever it is. You know, there may be a few lulls, but generally, you know, I reflect on my life and my day-to-day routines. Yeah, there seems to be this non-acceptance, which I accept as just happening to no one again. It's that constant.
But it's indigestible though. Like this isn't
Yeah,
useful.
yeah, it's not,
So then this is then this is what non-acceptance is what
yeah,
is, or you know, feeling however about
yeah,
life.
yeah.
That is what is. Then you can't do that or not do that. That's just
No,
what is.
it's another what
So
is.
you know, it's so totally useless. This, you
Yeah.
know, no one isn't a someone. That's a no one. It's so like there is already no one. So in other words, talking about self and no self is just a sort of a killer, because what's happening is we're talking about something that's simply not.
Hmm.
So then bringing it to life and talking about it seems to just bring it to life, you know. And you spend all the time then saying there isn't a self, but there is what is fully. So fully then as non-acceptance till whatever. And it's not, and it like, it's not like suddenly this can be accepted. Do you know what I mean? That's, yeah. It's not like somebody can go around accepting their non-acceptance.
There's no one to choose.
Hmm?
There's no one to choose to accept it. So the digestion of it, all that being digested, is actually with it comes from nowhere for not a feeling of liberation, to be honest. To digest it, every little thing, every little thought, every little bit of non-acceptance belongs to no one.
Yeah.
There is a sense, again, which is also another happening, a sense of sort of liberation and relief for no one.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's impossible to accept that liberation or what is appears fully as pissed offness or whatever the words, non-acceptance. But it's amazing, isn't it? It's liberation as whatever is. So, but liberation isn't a thing or a state. It's just simply all there is fully what's happening.
Including, you know, perhaps sat here just feeling uncomfortable. And there's a liberation comes with that, because that sat here feeling uncomfortable is just what's happening.
Yeah.
it is a mind blow. Yeah, I understand because the mind can't grasp this.
Yeah, it's totally useless because all there is is just feeling uncomfortable and what you know what was said there. That's yeah. It's the most useless.
It's like life happens. You know, and one can go through life thinking, no, life's a problem. But no, take me out of the equation and let life happen. There's no problem.
You see, nobody can take me out of the equation, and
there
isn't even a life or a. There's just this centerless, unfathomable, just what's appearing to happen, and so that includes everything. Everything. Fully, it's everything. So that's a lot like.
all inclusive.
And it's nothing and everything. So it's this then. Just this here now. This.
So when we say nothing, you know, this mind you can sit and grasp what everything is. What it was meant by nothing and everything at the same time. There's nothing.
That's the ungraspable, and like really all that is ever grasped was even a word like everything is an image of what everything could be, which would be like quite a lot, you know, pretty big. But everything is the unbounded, is the is nothing. And nothing again can't be imagined because this is nothing appearing as saying this is nothing appearing. So how can that be, you know, held? We're so used to, you know, if I was describing an orange, I'd be able to say, well, the orange's skin, and you rip the skin off and little spray comes out, and you pull off its segment and you put it into the mouth and explodes in the mouth and the juices flow everywhere, and then the teeth come in and hammer down and crush it and it's gone, and then another segment is gotten, and that would then be something that would appear to be noble and comparable to, whereas this the sound of a voice saying this is the incomparable, and it's something to do with this dumbass here. It's nothing to do with anyone. It's this full-on electric aliveness that is centerless, that's unimaginable, because immediately, even when the word centerless is used, there's a sudden bump to go, what does centerless, what's that like? It's not like anything. So then this, without a story, it's not like suddenly someone can just sit and go, I've got it. I know the boundless. I know what the boundless feels like, and it can then be described. This is the boundless saying, you know, that it can't be described. It's appearing as whatever. So isn't that wonderful that it can't be bound by any words or ideas or concepts or put in a book, and yet there seems to be lots of books and everything appearing, but it appears as books, as descriptions, as whatever is.
Wow, enormous.
Pretty big, as Larry David would say. Pretty big.
Oh dear.
And nothing at the same time. This, like, it's this.
And this can include an idea coming from nowhere about something that was before or something that might be later. Is also part of this when it happens.
And also appears as that description there.
Yeah.
That they just appear to come out of the mouth about this, yeah.
Show me anything that's not this. It's impossible. It's impossible to escape this. And someone may come back with an explanation. Well, Chris, there's this, but there's also that. What happened before? Well, no, actually, that's all part of this. Them words coming out of your mouth there is part of this here. Yeah, innit? There's no way out of it, mate. You can't.
Well, you're not anything at all in a way, or caught or whatever. There's just what is and whatever is unfolding. So all that's a story then. The rest, it's just a story. So the idea that it's just another idea then of being caught or this is inescapable. It's just inescapable is the fullness, the wholeness, but it won't. It's not like a thing that's inescapable. It's just this. There isn't two. It's not two, so it can't be talked about. It, and yet it appears as saying it can't be talked about. It's not. It's the wholeness, indivisibleness, everythingness, everything and nothingness. This. And yet, all those words then suddenly make it appear to be other than a child banging the stick, appearing to bang the stick off the ground. So it's not complicated. It's not a thing that can be described. It's not other than. It's not any image or idea. It's not anything at all, and yet appears as images and ideas, appears as whatever is. So it won't be held by an idea of inescapable or you can't get out or anything else, but they can appear. They're just words. This is the unimaginable, unfucking fathomable appearing as whatever is. Or this is nothing, or this is silence appearing as saying this is silence. This is it.
Yeah. Everything is just an appearance.
Yeah.
Including the words, the thoughts, the feelings, the understanding, the not understanding. It's just an appearance. Yeah.
It's what is.
What is? It's so simple to say. It's just so simple, really.
It's so wonderfully simple, but it's not so it's so wonderfully simple because it's alive. It's this. It's aliveness. It's untucking, fathomable. I'd be putting the F word in there. Unfucking fathomable. Untucking fathomable. Yeah, let's keep it PG. Oh, jeez. Unfucking, yeah. On that lovely note, might go and get something to eat. All right. Lovely to chat to you all. And see you when I see you. Take it easy.
Thank you, Frank. Cheers.
Thanks, Emil. See you
Thanks,
later.
man.
Bye. Bye.